Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of the Superhero Finder podcast. I'm your host, Matt Wilson, and I'm scouring the cosmos looking for inspirational people, people that have overcome challenges, people that have a message to share, a story to tell. So whether you're listening to take in something yourself, or whether you're the kind of person to share it with somebody else, thank you all the same. And I'm delighted to have in the Matt Cave with me, Nicola Buchan. How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very, very good, thank you, and really excited to have you on. Not only because you're wearing silverback, and that's pretty much half my wardrobe,
Obviously.
but
Love Silverback.
it is a fantastic brand. But I wonder if, just for anyone that doesn't, and we're going to get to know you a little bit in this episode anyway. Anyone that doesn't know you, would you like to introduce who you are and kind of what you do?
Yeah, okay, so my name is Nicola Buchan. I am a gym owner in Scotland. I am a strongwoman athlete. I'm a coach, an online coach. I'm a mum of two, and I have got 4 dogs. That's a fun fact.
That is a fun fact. 4 dogs.
There you go.
And I
4
thought, well,
dogs.
I'm sat surrounded by 4 cats and a dog, but I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's more hectic.
Well, if you've got 1 dog, you can have 4. You've got to walk 1 dog, you can walk 4. You got to feed 1 dog, you can feed 4. It's the same thing.
Yeah, actually, it's a very good point. I never thought about it like that.
It's really not that difficult. Like, you just make sure that that you just do the same thing before as you do 1.
Just 4 times or the same time.
You just take up most of the road when you're in, but
Yes.
people kind of avoid you when you've got 4, so it's fine. It's okay. It's
I
totally
love
fine.
it. So, one thing I didn't know about you is I didn't know you owned your own gym. Where is it?
Yeah, so I am in Peterhead, Scotland. So I opened my own gym 2 years ago,
Wonderful.
and we're still going strong now. So it's great.
So that was a post-lockdown world that you opened that one then?
Yeah, so I've been a PT for a long time and then went to online as everyone did in COVID, and then slowly started training people in my garage again, as kind of the rules and restrictions went away.
Mhm.
And I just didn't want to go back to a commercial gym. It's just not what I wanted. So I said, right, I'm going to open my own gym. So that's just what I did. That was it.
I love that. I love that. I think one thing that, there was a lot of things that happened around the lockdowns and the restrictions and stuff, but actually I think what it's done, and this is a conversation I have quite frequently, is it really puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, I was actually with my husband at the time during lockdown, but after lockdown, we separated. And it was after obviously lockdown and all that things. And then splitting up with my husband, I was just like, I'm just going to do what I want to do now. And I want to open a gym and have a place where people feel a sense of community like I felt in my strongman competitions. And I felt like everyone deserves to feel how I feel at competition every time they come to the gym. And I didn't feel like you could get that in any other gyms that I'd been to locally. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm just gonna do it. And it was an eye opener because I was very naive, but I'm very glad I was naive because I probably would have been too scared to do it if I'd known the
Okay.
challenges that would come financially. Because I literally just said, oh, I can afford the rent, that's fine. And I opened, and that
Yeah.
was it. Because I was there, although I had my own business, it was still very, very new. So I yeah, I just did it. I was like, let's just do it. And then it's worked out. So it's fine. Totally fine
Wonderful.
now.
And it'll always work out in the end somehow. It's just at the time you see it and you go, how on earth am I going to get through this? But like you say, I like
Yeah,
the fact that you actually probably preferred to not known and been that naive so that you've gone through this
definitely.
learning journey. Yeah.
Definitely. I think sometimes we can overthink things. So like being so naive, I didn't have a clue. And then it was only when I started opening it, people were like, oh, you need insurance. I was like, okay, it's fine, I'll get insurance. You're gonna need more kit. That's fine, I can get more kit. And you just find a way to do it and you just learn as you go on. And I had it all open in 3 weeks, so it was fine.
That's quick.
You
Hats
just
off.
get it done. Yeah,
Just get it done.
you just get it done. I'd kind of known in my head that I knew, I kind of knew in my head that I wanted a gym at some point in my career. So I had a lot of equipment. I had bits that I'd bought, dotted and stored about. So I had a lot of equipment, and then I just bought a lot of secondhand stuff to open up, and then I've just progressed. And the gym didn't have much to begin with, but the people that joined could see that I was passionate about it, and that was enough for them.
Yeah.
And they've seen the gym grow from one space to two spaces to now three areas in the gym, from one treadmill, the worst treadmill in the world that you'll ever go on, to like a state-of-the-art treadmill, to ski ergs, to air bikes, and it just progressed. As they progressed, the gym progressed. So it worked well for me.
Yeah, that's really cool to see that progression. And I think you've just hit the nail on the head there, as in, you know, when somebody saw the passion in you, it's not always, and I think this is true for Strongman as well, which is kind of what we're getting at. It's that, you know, you find the people that are passionate about things and get things done, and you want to follow that. It's infectious, rather than necessarily go, well, I'm going to go to a chain gym, you know, or I'm going to go to a big gym where it's got all the kit, but actually there's not that passion.
Yeah, 100%. And with Strongman, it's not a very big sport. It's still a very small sport compared to, you know, football, CrossFit, rugby. So to do that sport, you have to be passionate about it, because if you're not seeing much benefits from it. You know, you don't see much financial gain even for the top athletes. Unfortunately, there isn't from the sport itself. You have to do other things out with that. You have to have your own business, your coaching, sponsors, things like that, which are very difficult to do when you're trying to compete in such a hard sport. So you have to be passionate. So that passion comes through into the gym. And I think people could see that I was trying my best and I wanted to be better for them, and not just, oh, look at all my fancy bits of equipment, come and join my gym. It was, I want this to work, and I will do what I can to make sure that you feel good here and we progress together.
Yeah, love that. In terms of your strong woman, then, in terms of and I say strong woman because commonly it's strong man, isn't it? But I think it's important that we differentiate as well, to just pay homage, because I've spoken to a lot of female strongman or strength athletes, whatever I want to say. I've just put myself in the middle there. And like you just said about the money, the kind of the sport's growing. It's nice that there's some growth in there, but the money just isn't there to be a full-time athlete. I mean, we see even some of the world's strongest men, some of the world's competitors having YouTube channels, or having something, or having their own gym or something, just to support that.
100%.
But it would be nice to see a bit more of an even split between men and women competitors. But I'm sure you agree with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's coming. I am all for the sport within itself.
Yeah.
I am not either strong man, strong woman. I want the sport alone to grow. And yes, I am loving that the opportunities are getting more and more for the women, and we deserve it. And the ladies that I've been around and competing at, they deserve it. But if you said strong man, I know that it includes us women. Like, at the end of the day, that's just initially what it was called, and that's just what it is. And there's no need to be offended by that. It's the strongman sport. Us women are included in that sport.
Love that.
But it is really, I'm passionate about growing it for everyone.
Yes.
You know, I really, really want the women to get more exposure, because we work just as hard as the men. But I also want it to grow for the men, because I don't think it's big enough for them either. So I'm an advocate for the sport as one, not as one or the other.
So just grow it for all, because it's going to benefit
grow it for everyone. Yeah. Because I think everyone at some point in their life should come and try it, or be a part of a competition, or watch a competition, or like, everybody knows it. Christmas time, strongman, yeah. But come and actually be in that environment is just like nothing else. People that I know that don't even train the sport, compete in the sport, really follow it, they've been to like a competition, they're like, wow, I've never been somewhere like that in my life. I'm like, I know, it's amazing.
Yes. How would you describe it to somebody that has never been to a strongman competition?
Oh, I don't even know. So I watched the darts for the first time the other day.
Okay.
And I couldn't believe the buzz that's in that place. First of all, I thought it was a very boring sport, but it's actually pretty wild. And I was like, I could definitely go and see this in real life.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just I think the main thing for me is the energy is really high. It's what these athletes are doing are it's just incredible what they are capable of doing, what they're lifting. But it's the sportsmanship for me, the support that each other, you can see, again, it comes down to that passion, the passion and willing to, for your competitor to do well, not just yourself. You know, I have a picture of me at Britain's Strongest Woman a couple of years ago, and I am carrying this yoke, I think it's the yoke, and I'm really struggling, really struggling. It was heavy, I think it was 280 kilos, really struggling with it. And in the photo, there is 4 of my competitors cheering and willing me to finish it. You do not get anything like that in other sports. You just don't. And there's 4 under 82 category ladies really wanting me to complete that. Whether I beat them or not, they want me to complete it. And I think when people see that, it is the environment everyone should be in, because we should all support each other. So I think if you ever want to be a part of a true family and a supportive network, for me, Strongman Gym, Strongwoman Gym is the place for you to go. And it doesn't mean you have to compete in that or train that, but being in that environment sometimes is definitely going to help you.
I love that. And I remember a similar experience so I do some amateur competitions as well, and realizing that there are other, so you see people maybe helping somebody out with form or stuff, and you're thinking, and the first time I was at a competition, I was like, this gym must have loads of staff. And actually they were other competitors sharing some of their tips, because at the end of the day, it's let the person that performs best win.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'll be at competitions with my clients and I'll see somebody struggling, and I will go and say, if you do this, this is going to make it much easier. Yeah. And I have my clients there. I want them to win. It is best for me if they win or they do better. But they will be the best they will be, regardless of what that person knows, regardless of me giving them that tip. If I've done my job right and they've done the work, they will be the best they can be. It doesn't matter if I've told somebody, use your leg drive a bit more in the sandbag pickup. Maybe add sandbag rows to your program. It makes no difference to my clients. I still believe that they will be the best they can be that day, regardless if I help with someone else. So it makes no difference. I could stand there and be like, oh, I'm not going to tell them anything because it's an advantage to my ladies. No, I want my ladies and my guys to be pushed to their limit. So I want them to be better, to make my guys better, to make me better. So
because the win's always sweeter when you've beaten or you've placed in a field of people that have all performed really well.
100%. You don't want to just go in and win it because, well, and you knew you could win it. That's boring. You want to go and be like, wow, can't believe I've just done that. You want to prove yourself wrong. You want to go in with doubt and think that you can't win and then win. That's better. Yeah.
So what we're saying is, if you're a coach, not in Strongman or in Strongman, and you don't do that, and you don't think it's okay to help other athletes, sort yourself out.
Oh yeah, get your shit together. Like, then you're not a very good coach then, because if you're passionate about your job, and you want to help people, you'll help anyone.
Like a doctor.
100%. Yeah. 100%. It's our job to help other people when we see they need it.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter who it is. It's the same for, I had a client recently, and I trained her up to do our marathon. She really wants to go high rocks, do more CrossFit stuff. Now I can do the minimal CrossFit stuff and your Olympic lifting and things, but there's only so much I can do. She wants to handstand walk and all that shit. I'm not doing any of that. I can't teach you that. No. I can try, but I'm never ever going to be as good as someone else. So I told her, after I think we've been together for 4 years or something, you need to go and get a new coach. And she was like, what? I was like, you need to go and get a new coach. I cannot push you to be your best now. I can't. There's no more I can do for you. You need to go and get someone else. And she really didn't want to leave. She was very apprehensive. And I was like, you will stay the same if you stay with me, because I cannot teach you what you need to know.
Yes.
And you will not get better and you will not grow. And I don't want that. So go and get someone else. So she did. And now she's first week in her training. She's sore as fuck. I was like, it's all new. You're going to love it. And she's going to progress well. Definitely.
I love that. Because it comes down to knowing your scope, doesn't it? Knowing what you're good at, what you can teach, and what you can help someone improve on, and then being honest enough to say you need somebody else, which is a fine commodity, but unfortunately, it's not always commonplace, is it?
No, and I've probably done in the past, same as other coaches, where I've thought I can do everything. But you mature and realize that, yeah, okay, I could probably learn how to teach her those things, but is that really what I want? That's not what I do. That's not, I don't, that, okay, I could do that, but at what percentage am I giving her, you know, in my, not a lot, because I'm going to give more to the stuff that I love, which is
Yeah.
strongman, strong woman. You know, I still enjoy weight loss as well, because that's kind of where I specialized before I went into, but it's the same as I won't coach powerlifting. I've tried it. I hate it. It's so boring. So I got someone else to come and work in the team who's the champion powerlifter, and I just give the powerlifters to her because she's better than me.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you have people that are going to do jobs better than you. Just pass it to them, you know, or find help. Don't think you can do everything, because you maybe can, but you're probably only doing it probably about 50% less. Where you could just find somebody else that's better than you, admit defeat, and just say they're better than me, and that's it. And then do what you're best at.
Because you also, if there's something that you're not super confident at or not passionate about, and you've got to kind of, you tell yourself, oh no, I can do that. I can help this client with that. So say you carry on with your client, you also build, I don't know about you, but I found that I build some kind of, I don't enjoy the sessions as much, so actually I'm not looking forward to working with them, so that naturally kind of lowers the amount you give.
100%. Like there's been many things over the years I've realized that I can teach, but I don't like it. One thing I've noticed recently is I can do nutrition. I have got a lot of experience with weight loss nutrition, sports nutrition. I have got a qualification in nutrition, but I fucking hate it. You know, I can work out your calories and your macros if it's, you know, somebody new to weight loss and it's just kind of simple. That's fine. But the last couple of months, I kind of dove into doing nutrition for my strength athletes, a couple of them as a trial, and I don't like it. And it's not something I'm moving forward with. Yes, I'll support you in your decision if it's just, you know, basic knowledge on food. But if you're looking for a proper nutritionist, yes, I am qualified to do that, but I don't want to do it. So you'll need to get someone else.
Love that.
And that's it. Because it just makes you resent your client, because they keep asking you about food, and then I'm like, I don't like that question. But it's your fault. It's your fault as the coach if you're saying you want to do that when it's not what you want to do. Like, take responsibility and just do what you love, because then, like, again, passionate, and it'll shine through your passion, and then you'll be the better coach for it. 100%.
Love it. Just bombs, knowledge bombs, and all this.
All the bombs today.
Knowledge bombs. What the old
Love
Tim
it.
Westwood. What is the thing you're most proud of in terms of achievements in Strongman? Is there anything that is kind of like your crowning kind of memory so far?
Being the first ever female to be a part of the commentary team on Giants Live. Definitely. The goal, when I first started competing, I wanted to be the top athlete that everybody knew. Within, I think, the second year of my career in strongman. So my first year, I got to Britain's Strongest Woman straight away, which was just mental.
Wow.
Which was like my 5-year goal, but I got the opportunity because third place had dropped out, so I got invited because I was fourth in Scotland, and then the second year I got the opportunity to do some MCing, because I do have my tinny talks and things on here, my podcast. So my friend was like, you should do some MCing for the comps. You're good at talking. I was like, no, I want to be the athlete. He's like, yeah, but you could do both. You can't compete in everything.
Yeah.
And then when I did the MCing, England's Strongest Man, England's Strongest Woman, I knew straight away. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be in the sport. Yeah. This is where I belong. This is how I'm going to grow it. This is how I'm going to be heard. So more people want to try this, because this is where I think I'm more beneficial. And I continue to compete because I enjoyed it. Yeah. It wasn't, you know, and I knew to get to where I wanted to be in the commentary and the MCing and things, and to have that authority, I needed to compete still.
Yes.
Because I felt like there was a lot, and still now with a lot of sports, there's a lot of female presenters, and, you know, they're fantastic. They are, but they don't compete in the sport.
Yeah.
And I think, especially within strength sports, you need to understand the challenges in which the athletes face, male and female. So I really felt that if I continue to compete and get to a high level, I'm going to meet the right people, but I'm also going to have experience that mental resilience needed to get to where you want to be in the sport. So that's exactly what I did. I got to the Arnolds twice and Britain's Strongest Woman twice, and then got my opportunity in Giants Live. And I've been the first female to do that and the first ever female to do the live stream for the OSG World Finals as well.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Were you commentating with anyone for the Worlds? Because I've not seen any of it.
Yeah, so I was commentating with Gabe.
Oh yeah.
Who is obviously was it World's Strongest Man, very amazing athlete. But let me tell you, that guy on the commentary is a absolute professional.
Really?
He's fantastic. I was like, I am not good compared to you. He was amazing. I think we're very different. He is the more kind of professional side, where I'm like the fun, bring the energy kind of person. But he was so good. I was like, how did you get so good? And he's like, it's just, it gets better as time goes on. But wow, to work next to him was absolutely amazing. He was fantastic. He made it very, very easy. I mean, we worked a lot of hours during that weekend.
I can imagine, because it's a long event, isn't it?
Yeah, so on the Friday, we both spoke for 12 hours straight, and we had one break. Because it was just chaos, and that wasn't anyone's fault or anything. Like we were loving it, so it was totally fine. But we were just getting on with it. So I think they kind of just left us because they were like, "Oh, it's fine. They're nailing it. Like it's fine." And it was great. But by like hour 12, I was like, "I don't think we've spoke for 3 minutes. I think we need to say something." I was like, we were just like exhausted. And it was like, wow, I can't believe we've just managed to get through that. It's a long time talking about two events. That's a long time.
It is, because it
was amazing.
How many athletes are there that compete? Because there was six classes, 7 classes, maybe.
Oh, hundreds and hundreds of athletes.
Hundreds
of
athletes.
It was amazing. And Gabe was amazing because he could say all the names where I couldn't pronounce them. So it's like, Gabe, you're in charge of the names. I'm just going to bring the volume. And he's like, that's fine. But he's also, I think his family's from Mexico, so he could say a lot of the Spanish names and things like that, where I would look at them and I was like, okay, so lane 1. Go on, lane 1.
Go on, lane 1.
Go on, lane 1. You've got
They're all the same colour t-shirts, so you can't even say, go on, you guy in the blue.
Exactly. So, and I think we had like 3 Joshuas at once. So I was like, right, go on, Joshua number 1. You've got this.
See, that's really funny what you just said about Gabe, because Gabe always portrays himself, especially on social media and stuff, as a bit of an entertainer.
Yeah.
But obviously when he gets on the mic and often I've heard him commentate before, and it's like, hang on a minute, I recognise that voice. It's Gabe, because it's like you said, he turns on the professional. Oh,
he's so good. He's so good. I hope I get to work with him again this year, because he's just absolutely fantastic at his job. And I'm like, I am very competitive, but in a good way. Like it wants me to, I want to be better now, because I'm like, I want to be as good as Gabe.
Yes.
I want everyone to think I'm as good as Gabe next time we're together. So now I'm like, right, what was Gabe doing? What does he do different? I was like, what can I do, Gabe? You'll have to tell me. So he's giving me all the tips, and I'm on it.
But yeah, I can't imagine the experience that was. So were you guys there, or were you watching on a camera, or how does it work?
No, we were there. We were right there, front, right on the finishing line. It was what an experience. That was my first time ever in the US as well.
Yeah.
So I travelled all by myself. It's a big deal. If you've ever, anyone watching, followed my story, when I split up with my husband, I had never travelled anywhere by myself, ever.
Right.
Not even like in Britain. I'd always been with him. Right. So travelling has become like a thing that I have had to get used to doing alone, and it was quite a big deal when I started doing it. And I've went from just driving to like Newcastle to driving, down to London, to then flying to Manchester and London by myself, and then now going to the US. And it's just been a bit crazy the last 3 years. So it was a big deal for me going to America by myself. I was shitting myself. But I did it, and it was great. And then, you arrive at Atlanta airport, and Mark Felix is sitting having lunch with you. You're like, this is awesome. I'm like, hi, Mark. Like, want to sit with me? I'm like, absolutely. Is anyone recording? that I'm sitting with Mark Felix having lunch in Atlanta airport. Can somebody please take a photo?
Completely starstruck where any item of food looks tiny. It makes like a pint glass look like a shot. His hands are massive, aren't they?
Oh, but he's such a nice guy. And I met him before, but it was just then obviously in the US, and then he's just sitting there and he's like, "Yeah, you can sit with me." I was like we're friends now. This is so cool. Like just casually friends with Mark Felix. That's fucking awesome.
Meanwhile, he spends his time still plastering back home.
Yeah, I know. He's just incredible. What a guy. But yeah, no, that's my biggest win in my strong woman career is being able to be the voice of. I think that sounds a bit big-headed, but the voice of the strong woman. I think because I am the first one to do it. So yeah, and then especially being a part of Giants Live, which is obviously is just now. Obviously, we've had Britain's Strongest Woman that Giants Live have brought out, which I absolutely love. But it is majority of time it's men competing, and I still get to be a part of that, which I think is a big deal as well. So that is my biggest win, and that was always the goal, and I've done it. So I'm chuffed.
That's incredible. Have you got a further goal now then, or are you just sitting in the limelight of just enjoying the goal that you've hit?
No, there's always a goal. There's always a goal. I think. I mean, I said to my friend today at lunch, I said, I'm just going to enjoy it for a little while, I think. And then she said, well, what about the bigger goal, which I'll tell you in a minute. And I was like, I mean, I'm still going to chase it, but I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't get it. And she's like, okay, so the ultimate goal is obviously World's Strongest Man. Obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be, and I have the right numbers and emails to start that process, which I haven't done yet. But I will be definitely starting that process. So whether that, I don't think it'll happen this year because it's quite close, but next year, I want to be, you know, I know they have someone that does interviews and things, but I will be taking that spot one day.
You heard it here, but I love that. I absolutely love that because it's, as it proves, it's just being passionate about something, being in the mix, being vocal, you know, getting yourself out there, getting yourself known, not be afraid to do that. That's got you the opportunity you've got now, so just carry that on. Oh,
100%. And like I said, I do want to just enjoy it. I've got a few commentary and MCing jobs coming up this year. Big competitions, smaller competitions, you know, and I really want to enjoy it. I don't want to travel as much as I did last year because I was away a lot.
Right.
I want to spend more time at home with the kids and things, but the goal is always, you know, I want to get to World's Strongest Man and be a part of that. That would be amazing. Like me and Gabe should definitely be going to World's Strongest Man, like 100%. So I think that's doable. And like Shaw Classic, Rogue, that's all like in the future. I would like to be a part of that. So hopefully I'll be noticed very soon.
You will. I have a feeling it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can be quite annoying when I want something. So just keep annoying people till I get what I want.
Give in, or I'm just going to keep being annoying. I'm quite persistent.
Oh, that's what I did that's what I did for Giants Live, and it worked. So
there you go. See the template now.
Yeah, I just kept annoying people, and it worked out, so it was fine.
I love it. I wanted to move on. So I first got in contact after I saw a reel that you did. And we know social media is an amazing place where we can spread amazing messages. We also know that it's full of complete babble in terms of people commenting on your posts and trying to misconstrue messages and stuff like that. But so I kind of want to slide past that, if you don't mind, because that's all rubbish, and that tries to take away from what you're trying to do. What we did talk about before was kind of the post itself was about gym anxiety. So and you know, we've talked about Strongman being so welcoming and as a community and so supportive. Mental health in the fitness space in general plays a big factor, doesn't it? What do you find are the biggest challenges, whether it be in terms of members or clients, or what are the biggest things that you find people have to overcome?
Getting in the door, just starting. People overthink things, they overcomplicate things, and social media doesn't help that all the time because there's so much stuff. People don't know what to follow. They don't, you know, eat carbs, don't eat carbs. eat before 8, don't eat after 8, don't eat, do eat. It's so confusing. Don't do this exercise, do this exercise. And it just completely throws people. They just don't know what to do. So they're terrified. So of course it's easier to do nothing, to just stay the same, do nothing, because it's easier, it's more comfortable, of course. So I think that is the biggest thing is with anxiety, is just they don't know where to start. It's so confusing, so much mixed messages that they just choose not to start. And it's just with the gym anxiety, it's just getting in there. Once you get in there, you'll be fine. But it's that initial, I mean, I've had people that I know, clients of mine, that's like, oh, it's taken me 20 minutes to come in the gym. I've sat in the car park. I'm like, just go in. Once you're in, you're in. Just do it. Just do it. Just go in. It's like ripping off a plaster. Just do it. Just go. Don't think about it. Like getting in an ice bath. You could sit and bop a boot all the time like I do, carry it on. Just get in and then it's over with. It's done. You're already in. Just sit there. So yeah, I think it's just starting that's the worst part for people.
Yeah, and I think social media's got the way it works with the algorithms. I think what it does is it puts you in this world of what it thinks you want to see. So all of a sudden, if you're watching videos of people watching people's bad form and commenting on it, then you're going to see lots more of that stuff. So it feels like it happens all the time. Whereas actually in the real world, nobody's watching. No one cares what you do.
Exactly. And that's what I said in the reel, like literally no one's watching. Like I still get it going into big gyms. Like I get really a bit like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. There's no strongman stuff. Like that's my comfort zone. And I've got my own gyms. Obviously, it's very comfortable for me because I know where everything is. I know what's coming, what's going, how to use everything, what everything weighs. I know everything about my gym. So then when I go to another gym, I'm like, I don't have much machines in my gym. It's all free weights. So I go in and there's a room full of machines. I'm like, what is that? I've never seen that in my life. And I've been a coach for 7 years, but I've never really spent much time in commercial gyms.
Yeah.
So I don't know these machines. But then that's why I decided to make that reel. It's like, yeah, I'm nervous, but at the end of the day, I am purposely looking around to see who's looking, and not one person has looked at me yet because they don't give a shit at what I'm doing. And that had a camera in front of my face recording, they still didn't give a shit. So, it's just, you've just got to remember that really nobody cares. And if somebody has got something to say, it's because they're jealous that you've got the confidence to do that, and they're just not feeling good about themselves right now. And hopefully that they'll get past that and you do the same. But be the leader, inspire people. Don't listen to people, inspire people. Because the people that are being nasty are the people that want to take that step, but they're too scared. So inspire them, and then they might follow in your footsteps. Another one. Boom!
Raining bombs.
Throwing them out today.
I know. So this is a Superhero Finder podcast. I have a question that I ask all of my guests, and I never tell them I'm going to ask it.
Okay.
I would love to know, if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be and what would you use it for?
Oh, somebody asked me this the other day, and I did think of one. I can't remember what I said now.
Oh, someone stole my question. Oh well.
No, we have random questions like this, me and my friends all the time. But if I had a superpower, what would it be? Oh, Okay, it's going to be quite a selfish one, actually.
Good. I like selfish.
Yeah, it's going to be a selfish one. I would teleport, because then I wouldn't have to spend so much time traveling, and I could go to more places to help more people in quicker time. So it's kind of not selfish, but like it would allow me to be home more with my family, but I could also be away very quickly and help more people, where sometimes I have to say no. But the top reason would be so I could be home, which is the selfish side. Yeah. But it would allow me to travel more, so I could help more people as well and be in multiple places in one day.
Love that. I think if more people allowed themselves to be selfish, then that would allow them to be more caring as well.
Oh, 100%. I since I've been more selfish, I have been a better person, which makes me a better person for everyone. Yeah. Everyone around me, because I want, you're in a better mood, you've got more energy, and when you've got more energy, you can do more things, you can help more people, you can be more rational towards other people's emotions and how they handle things, and the list goes on. You need to look after yourself to look after others.
Again.
There you go. If you heard it here, all the bombs.
It's a war zone, guys. It's a space war. Nicola, if anyone wants to find you on social media, follow you, whatever, where can they get you?
So I am on Instagram _NB coaching. That's probably your best bet. That's the most exciting page. I have got TikTok and all that, but Instagram is my go-to place. That's where you're going to see it. I have got a podcast myself, which I'll be releasing more and more. That's my goal this year. So it's called Tinny Talk. So I sit with my little Red Bull or my rain, and I.
As in Tinny, yeah. Yeah.
As in tinny, not a tinny of beer, guys, because I know a lot of people say that. Tinny Talk. You can find me there. I have got YouTube as well. There's not much on it. There's a couple of things with the strongmen, strong women. So a couple of things there. Another thing I want to work on. But your main thing, just get me on Instagram. That's where you're going to see me all the time. So _NB coaching.
Perfect. Well, guys, we are running short of time. That's absolutely flown, and I've loved every second. I'm sure we could talk for at least another hour.
Definitely.
And maybe there'll be an opportunity to do so. Maybe when you've been on World's Strongest Man, who knows?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Let's do it.
But guys, that's time for us. So from myself and Nicola, stay super, everyone.